Hi, how are you? It's probably about a year ago now. I asked if anybody had any questions and then I'd do a Q&A. It's taken me a little bit longer than I was planning to, but I thought now's as good a time as any. We can do it today. Today I'm going to go through your questions and I'm going to try and answer them. Usually when I talk I have a script and I think I come across a bit fake. I don't mean to, it's just because I've got a script. But today, if you found me in the street, this is pretty much what it would be like. I'm going to edit it, so I'd probably ramble a bit more if you saw me in the street, but you get the idea. I'm at my desk. This is where I spend a lot of my time. My bed is just here, so I can just roll on my bed and then I can start my work. Some people think it's unhealthy. I quite like it. I sometimes draw pictures and put them on the wall to make it look like my kids love me. So that's this. Anyway, what was it like working with the boundary break guy? It was alright. He doesn't call anymore. In case you don't know what boundary break is, somehow, but you found my channel. Boundary break is where the boundary break guy, he shows you stuff you can't normally see in the game. Some of the stuff he shows you is like mind-blowing, so that's always good. I reached out to him half-heartedly ages ago. Half-heartedly because I didn't think he'd get back to me. And then he got back to me and I said, what if we did like a April Fool's episode of Boundary Break? So instead of showing actual stuff, we could show some quite convincing stuff and then slowly build it up into ridiculous stuff. It's like the entire Isle Delfino or New Donk City. It was a fun little prank, but at the same time it meant I got to animate some pretty fun things I wouldn't really animate for a video on its own. Then the next year we did Sonic 2, which was okay. Everybody knew it was fake then. But then we did Pokemon Snap, and that was my favourite one. She says uploaded that one to his channel, because usually they go to mine. We didn't say anything about my involvement until today, so people just assumed it was a proper episode as well. But that was a good one, just because I like Pokemon Snap. Well, I'm rambling anyway. Working with She Says, it was good. It was good. Why are you Chris Hemsworth? I get this a lot. And I don't know why. First time I actually got that was on the set of Rush, because I was an extra in that film, but you can't see me. I get told I look like Chris Hemsworth and Matt Smith as well. So, yeah. I don't see it. How long on average would you say it takes to complete one animation? About 2 weeks to a month, give or take. The longest video I did took me 6 months. That was Mario Kart with 101 players. How are your videos so smooth to the point that it feels like a ROM hack? There are some other pixel animators that will enlarge the sprites at the beginning, and it means that the pixels rotate and move around the other pixels. There's nothing wrong with that, it's just a different style. But the way I do it is I animate everything small, and then when I'm done, I'll enlarge the finished thing. It means that the pixels can't overlap each other. I might be getting a little bit too specific now, but I use After Effects, and I use a setting called draft quality. And so when I rotate things, instead of the pixels trying to blend, it just keeps them sharp. It gives like a mode 7 effect. What did motivate you to start animating and what makes you continue? I used to have a band and I had a music video and it was in a video game kind of thing. It was similar to what I do now, and it wasn't going anywhere, and I'd spent years on this video. So I was reaching out to gaming channels to see if they'd share it, and none of them did. I get why though, because it wasn't really relevant to what they were doing. So I thought if I had my own channel, I could just do the share myself, and that is actually why I started. So I was inspired by Did You Know Gaming, because I used to watch them a lot when I was working on it, and I was actually trying to make a channel like theirs with a bit of animation, but it ended up just being animation in the end. So I was trying to compete with them. So yeah, I only really animate if I've got an idea. So if I haven't got any ideas to animate, it's not like I would be sat here trying to think of something to animate. It's just I've got ideas I want to, and because animation takes so long, you usually find you get an idea by the time you're finished anyway, and then I never really watch them after either. So I don't know, it's like I just want them to exist because I've watched them enough while I'm working on them. So yeah. Having an idea in your head and it not being out there is like frustrating, maybe, I guess. What's the hardest video you've ever made, and what's your favourite gaming franchise? My early 3D stuff, that was really hard because I was using Maya. I do not recommend Maya at all. It's expensive, and it's just really, from one of my experience, it was really user unfriendly. It was probably how I learnt it though, to be fair. But with Blender, which I use now, which is free, so if you want to animate, just get it, it's good. I definitely don't find it as hard, but I do find it very hard still. A lot of the stuff I'm doing now, which I haven't uploaded yet, which is still secret, is I'm trying to go for realistic, and that's hard. So it's animated, but I'm trying to get it more real looking. The Mario Kart of 101 players as well, that was hard. I didn't really have an easy way to do that. I just recorded a race with no one in there and then added in all the players. So I would say the hardest video was probably that one, Mario Kart of 101 players, not counting the stuff I'm working on now. And what's your favourite gaming franchise? Well, if you know my channel, you know what I like. But I also really like, well, my favourite is probably Streets of Rage, especially the first three. I love those games. I love the fourth one, but it's just I grew up with the first three. So, but also Pikmin is definitely up there. That's one of my most favourite games. Recently, I'm really into Bomberman as well. So I used to be into it when I was younger, and then stopped liking it for a bit, or as much, and now I'm really into that as well. But yeah, probably my favourite is probably Streets of Rage, but those are probably my top three. How many hats does HatLoving Gamer own? Gonna have to be honest with you guys, I actually don't really wear hats that much, so yeah, when I first made this channel, all the names I could come up with were already taken, so I just decided to go a bit more out there, and I ended up with HatLoving Gamer. And I thought, you know, I could have a nice little hat on all my logos that matches the video, that'd be great. And now I've just got to keep making loads of little hats for my videos, and yeah, so I don't actually really wear hats that much. I've probably got about 5. Do you think even the worst person can change? That everybody can be a good person if they try? No. I think that while people should take responsibility if they're good or bad, they can't always pick their desires. So if their desires to do bad things are stronger than their will not to, then while they should take responsibility, there's almost part of it that can't be controlled by them, because it just depends on where their desires lie. What's your favourite zone in Sonic Mania? I do like Studiopolis Zone, but I got a bit fed up with it because it was all the only zone people were talking about for ages. I like the desert one, a Mirage Saloon. That one I like. I like it because it's very varied. Both parts are very varied, and then just fighting all the Sonic Fighters characters, that was cool. Yeah, Mirage Saloon is my favourite level. Which animation is your favourite? I'm working on stuff that I'm more passionate about, so I don't think that counts. But my favourite series that I've already uploaded has got to be Pikmin Mario or Pokemon Snap. So yeah, the Pikmin Mario series, I just got really into the story. It wasn't supposed to be a story, it was just supposed to be one video. The video you see, the first episode, that was pretty much my original idea. But I also just had a few extra scenes, like you'd see the fight with Wart in the first one. It would only be a quick thing though, and you'd see a few more of the levels as well. It's set in World 1 just because I didn't get past World 1 very much, so I wasn't familiar with the other levels. But I ended up deciding last minute to actually make it more of a series thing. I'm actually, at this moment, working on the finale of that series, so I'm hoping it's going to be a big one. At the moment, I'm about 5 minutes into it and it's just got good. So I don't know if that's a good thing. The Pokemon Snap series I do, where I upload new courses, that is just to do with my unhealthy obsession with that game. When I was younger, I was really disappointed when it got to 63 Pokemon, because it only has 63 Pokemon. I always imagined it would be all of them at the time, so 150 for you newbies. So that's why I make those videos, to try and finish the original Pokedex. So I think I'm on 100 and something now, I'm quite high on there. A lot of the videos are actually based on rumours I heard in school. People would tell me you could ride a Lapras, and then I'd Google it, but you couldn't. And so I just think it's funny that these things kids told me as a kid, I've now made sure they are real. Yeah. If there are any tips or suggestions you could give to beginning animators, what would it be? I'd just do it, to be honest. My first video, the way I did it was nothing like the way I do it now, so I kept finding solutions to problems, not straight away, but just on different videos. So yeah, just whatever works for you, I guess. What's your favourite hat ever? It's probably Ash's hat, the first hat that he wore. That's why I have it in my profile picture. I just wanted to ask how Sonic Relay is going. I was kind of hoping nobody would ask me about that. When I first made that video, I was like, I wasn't actually ready for the hype. That's what I was thinking. And then I uploaded it and it didn't really do that well. And people just were so angry about it. But I am redoing it now. It's probably not ever going to be playable. I do actually have a very early version on my computer where you can play as Axel in the Streets of Rage level, like a very unfinished thing. I've had a lot of horrible criticism on it, which is, you know, criticism's fine. But yeah, like, I've learned a lot since though. People point out now, even today, they'll post it to me and say, oh, you haven't even done banding, or you've done too much banding. I can't remember what banding means, but I don't do it now, whatever it is. I have since researched all these things I get moaned at about, and yeah, I'm not bitter, but it's just, yeah, I am reworking it now as just a what if video that it would be like. But yeah, like just it didn't go as well as I'd hoped. For a video I thought would be really good. To answer your question though, I think it's going okay. I've got ideas for the new version and it will look better hopefully, so yeah. But yeah, that's if I get around to it, to be honest. It's not something I'm super excited about. Not in a bad way, just I'm just more excited about other stuff at the moment. How do you feel you've improved your skills at creating Sonic's physics accurately? Your old videos weren't good at that. Damn. I think this is about this video where Sonic jumps like this. You know, the one where he's in the Mushroom Kingdom. But I'd like to point out that these jumps were improved a lot. I delayed this video to improve these jumps, so you should have seen it before I did that. Nowadays, when I do like I thought this was Sonic 2, I actually did it frame by frame. So I actually recorded gameplay and then animated on the top of it. Why don't more sprite animators use your pixel perfect animation style? I've probably said it already, but some don't use like the pixel perfect way. They'll already have their sprites blown up to a big size and they'll move them around then. My videos look more like gameplay, and I think that can be boring though at some point. So I think having cameras moving around more and stuff looks a bit more exciting, so I think that's probably why. What would you consider to be a really underrated game? Pikmin is pretty underrated. Not many people I talk to know what Pikmin is. It's a really hard game to explain to people, so I'd probably say that is probably underrated. I would say Hey Pikmin is underrated. I'm going to say it because I actually really like that game. It's not as good as the first three, so I guess that's probably why it gets a bit of stick. But it's actually a really lovely game. The soundtrack's really nice. In fact, the soundtrack is on par with the others. It's just different, but I get why people don't like it as much. You can't build your Pikmin army in the same way. You instead go around finding Pikmin. And also the story is a bit weird. The story is like you land on another planet, but it is Earth still. I don't know if that's a mistake. I like to think Olimar has just done a whole circle and landed on the same planet, but he thinks it's a different planet. But I love it though, it's underrated I'd say. But a game that is underrated, and this is unironically, and that is Sonic R. I love Sonic R. I love the music, and I just love just how mad it is. Like, these are not racing levels. Sonic's model, like 3D model, they got it right the first time. It's almost got just one Mario Kart Cup, and that's it. But yeah, Sonic R, wicked game. Wicked game. What is your favourite animal? Dinosaur. Dinosaurs are cool. But if you want to go a bit more modern, I'd say cat. Hey HatLoving Gamer, what Pokemon Snap course are you going to do next? Oh well, I have been working on Corneria from Star Fox for a very long time. Not because it's taking a long time, just because I put it on hold for a bit. I'm hoping to do a GTA level, just because that'd be fun. I want to do the first movie, like the first Pokemon movie. So one based on that. And probably, I'm not actually a Zelda fan, but I'll probably do an N64 Zelda level at some point as well. And I also want to do the scary level. It's a Fantastic Horror, which is a deleted level in Pokemon Snap, which was supposed to be a ghost level, and I would like to do that as a level, so it'd be a scary level. So I might go for more of a creepy, nightmare-y level instead of a cutesy, ghosty level. So, but we'll see. Are you going to any of your animations for actual hacks like Flicky and Sonic 2? I would love to, but I just don't know code. I know nothing about coding, so that's why I can't make games. I just make animations of them. I try not to make videos that look like ROM hacks anymore. I try to make more story-driven stuff because it kind of doesn't compete with ROM hacks, you know, like just showing what a ROM hack could be. But anybody's welcome to take my sprites and do do a ROM hack with them. If you could design up a level for new Pokemon Snap, what would it be like? I would probably go for a city level. I know I've made a city level on Pokemon Snap 1, and I think that while they're all supposed to be natural habitats, just one in a city would be pretty cool. What is the worst sprite animator you've ever met on YouTube? I'm not going to answer that question because they're all good. How did your career get to this point, and where do you see it going next? I've probably mentioned it already unless it's been edited out now, but I'm trying to do real TV shows. It'll be for my channel, but it would be that kind of format instead of just a little video that you'd watch once and never see again. What's the hardest thing in a video to animate? Sprite work when it gets particular, like when characters rotate, that's... Oof. But one thing that's not hard, but it's a real hassle, and that is the HUDs. Sometimes I don't put them in and people don't really say anything, so... But yeah, HUDs are just so... It's not hard, it's just so boring. And they are very easy to make a mistake on them. Sometimes the time might just change when it's supposed to be paused, or for example on a Sonic video the ring count might not change when you get a ring, like you might forget to change one. I mean that is actually hard, I guess. So yeah, I'd say rotating people and HUDs, yeah. Ugh. What's your favourite scene you created out of your animations? Flicky in Hilltop Zone, I really liked when they made like a Megazord thing. That was fun. I was really pleased with that. If you watch the Megazord carefully, it makes like no sense, like where things go. Things just disappear. It's not how a Megazord works. When the big robot moves, his body rotates as well. And that was actually quite hard. In case you're wondering why I cut the scene short, now you know. And then there's also a bit where when he explodes, one of the little birds, the chirps, is in the body part. And the body spins and it just looks so smooth. It's nothing too complicated, but it looks really smooth. So I like that bit. I would say that, and then maybe any moment in Pikmin Mario that's wholesome. The wholesome bits are quite nice. Do you sing? Do you work out? Favourite animation you've made? Favourite artist? I do not sing. I did that music video, that's me singing, but that's not really what I do. I work out 5 times a week. Well, I'm supposed to, but I don't always. I'm supposed to. If you want to know what I do, it's just chest day, back day, leg day, shoulders day, and then arm day. But arm day is rare. That's if I've done a good week. It doesn't have to be that way, that's just what I do. Favourite animation, I think I've already said by now. Favourite artist, I'm guessing that's music. No one's gonna know who it is. So I'm not going to tell you. If you never got into YouTube animation, where do you think you'd be? I was, before doing this, I'm still sort of am occasionally a fitness instructor, so I'd probably be doing that more. What languages do you speak? Just this one. What's your first video game you ever played? The first game I ever played was called Bomberman on the ZX Spectrum, and that was a wicked game. What got you into the Bomberman series, and which game would you say is your favourite? Bomberman 64. And the game that got me into the series is Bomberman 64. That was my favourite game as a kid. I think I was good at school or something, and so my parents bought me a game, and I'd never heard of Bomberman at that point. I could get past one level and that was it, because you needed to make a big bomb, and I didn't know how to do that. It's going to make me sound really old, but at the time I had to ring the number at the back of the book to ask how to do it. That's what it was like back then. And the guy told me how to blow up the big bomb, and then that was it after that. It was an amazing game. I don't know if you ring the number now, I don't know if he's still there, but yeah, that was my favourite game. What is your favourite console? My favourite console is probably the Sega Mega Drive. I think that console, compared to other consoles, it had a real specific market. Like, it was strictly for teenage boys, and like nowadays, like consoles are a bit more, you know, for everybody. But yeah, it was just a cool console for that reason. Normally, you'd get a console out to play a certain game, but with the Mega Drive, I always found it was like, we're gonna play Mega Drive today, and then yeah, like we just go through the Mega Drive collection. It's wicked. I also really like Xbox, and I also really like the Wii U. I mean, that didn't get much love, and it should have done. And GameCube as well. GameCube also didn't get much love at the time. Oh, N64. N64 is good as well. But yeah, Mega Drive, still Mega Drive. What is your favourite animation to make? I would say that the Pikmin ones are quite satisfying to make, Pikmin and Mario. I don't know why, like it's just quite therapeutic, like making all the Pikmin. I mean, to me, it's kind of like playing Pikmin. but it just takes a lot longer. After a while though, I do get fed up, and that's why you might notice that every time there's a lot of Pikmin on screen, they all get killed, and that is why, because I get fed up with doing each one. But yeah, I'd say Pikmin and Mario is quite fun to animate. It's quite tedious, but it's quite therapeutic. I need to know, how much do you lift? That's such a personal question. But in bench press, I do dumbbells, so not like a bar. I don't do dumbbells, but I do 40s. But that's because that's what the gym goes to. So I can probably do a little bit more, but yeah, if that gives an idea, 40 dumbbells. So yeah. If you had to choose Pikmin in real life or Pokemon in real life, Pikmin, you can't really play with them, I don't think. They're more just for labour, aren't they? Olimar just uses his Pikmin and then just disappears, so I mean, I don't have to do that, but I kind of feel like they are more for that kind of purpose. So yeah, definitely Pokemon. Definitely Pokemon. And my favourite Pokemon is Weedle, so I would love to have a Weedle. Hey, is Pikmin and Super Mario or Uneventful War coming back? I enjoyed those. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, Pikmin and Mario, I'm actually working on the finale, and that should be hopefully in a couple of weeks. And Uneventful Walk is coming back, yes. In case you don't know, because I haven't done one for a while, Uneventful Walk is where a guy walks past the screen, his name is Tired Man, and that's literally what happens. But then people comment on the video and I take their requests to then make the video much better. But yeah, I try to get the comments to kind of link to each other a little bit, so it's not just thoughtlessness as it could be. So yeah, I'm trying to do another one. I've actually started on the next one, which has been like 2 years since I've done one. So, are you in any way related to Chris Hemsworth? When is 101 Players coming out? This question is talking about the new one, and I have cancelled it since. I'm really sorry that I cancelled it. I didn't want to, but it's just taken so long. I've had problems with it. At one point I lost all my work, so I had to do it all again, and by that point I was obviously way behind anyway. And then I did like a new promo for it to try and relaunch it, and it just wasn't that popular. And I also don't think people's OCs are up to date anymore. I think people have got new OCs since then, so I'm going to continue using your OCs where I can. I've just recently done the Bomberman video, which had actual OCs in it. It's going to take a long time to make that video, and it's not looking like people are still interested anymore, so it just won't be worth it. What's your favourite Pikmin type? I get excited when I see the Bulbmin, if they count. And they have a horrible time. It's like, you kill their mum, and then you can optionally get them to carry their dead mum. And you don't even get more Pikmin for it, you just get money. Like when you're done, you just leave them in the cave.
And I thought it was sad when you dropped the penguin.
But yeah, Bulbmin, they're wicked, I love them. The mushroom Pikmin as well, they're cool. In my video, Mario killed his Pikmin when they turn mushroom, and that is because I didn't know if you killed the actual mushroom itself, the puff stool, I think it's called, it actually cures them all. I didn't realise that, so I used to actually let them all die, thinking, yeah, oops. If you made a Nintendo crossover game, not Smash, only Nintendo franchises, what would it be? When I was younger, I actually had an idea of doing a Smash Brothers, but it was racing. That would be cool. I mean, it's kind of been done now with the Sonic Sega All-Stars. It would kind of be like that, but with Nintendo. I didn't have many ideas, although instead of changing costumes, you change vehicles. That would be cool. And Master Hand would be like on a little finger bike. And that's as far as my idea got. How did you learn to do pixel art? I actually recently have been feeling quite low self-esteem about my pixel art, and it's because I'm not actually really a pixel artist. I want to do more film stuff, not specifically pixel art though. Pixel art is just like the way I've gotten into it. If you look at my first videos, you'll see what I mean. And my pixel art has just gotten better while working on videos. I've learned a lot about it, but yeah, I don't really consider myself a pixel artist. What video have you made that you are most proud of? I am proud of my Pokemon Snap series, partly because if you type in Pokemon Snap and then H, Pokemon Snap HatLoving Gamer comes up, which is cool. Or at least it did before the new one came up. I think you've got to type it a little bit more now, but that's an achievement for me. But also, some of the cameos I've had on it are really, really awesome. Like, Professor Oak's voice actor's been on it. I even got to do like a talk showy thing with him. That was loads of fun. He's really nice to work with, and also really nice to work with is J. David Rimmer, who did the voice of Victor in the surfing episode. That is my favourite episode, that one. So to have him on it was really cool. What's your favourite Pokemon or Sonic game? Sonic game, it's got got to be Sonic 3 and Knuckles, easily. But you know me, I've got a soft spot for Sonic R as well. Sonic 2 is not actually my favourite Sonic game. I do a lot of videos on it. I kind of think it's the most iconic one. That's why I do videos on it more, and it's probably because it was the first one I played. But I don't really play that one just because I've played it so many times before. Favourite Pokemon game is, it's got to be the old ones, like Red and Blue. And maybe, no, Crystal. Crystal is my favourite actually. I don't actually know all of the second gen yet. So that one is old school enough for me, but I still don't quite know all the Pokemon. But then they changed it with Ruby, and I didn't really like the backgrounds. I just liked when it was white, but I just don't like change. You know, I feel like that's enough questions now. If you're still here, guys, I just want to say thanks. Before I finish though, just a quick channel update. I've mentioned it a few times now that I am working on some new stuff. And I've got a couple new channels. One of them is my first original series, so like a proper original series. It's like a TV show-esque kind of thing. It's going to be game related, and the guy from Uneventful Walk, the little guy, he has something to do with it. I don't know if it's got a name, but I'll put a link in the description if you want to subscribe with no idea what you're subscribing to. And the Rocky series I was doing, which now I've taken down, well, that is going to be on its own channel now, which again you can subscribe to early if you want to. There may or may not be a teaser trailer on there yet, I'm not sure, because it's really nearly done if not. But if you just want to stay on this channel, I am still going to be doing some stuff. I've got Pikmin Mario coming up soon, like the finale, the second finale. And I'm hoping it will be a nice way to finish the series. So like anything that was unanswered before is answered. To be honest, my daughter got upset because Peach died in it. And that is the whole reason why I brought back the series, just so Peach can come back. Now you know. So if I ruin it, it's her fault. I've also got the Flicky series that's ongoing, and a couple more I thought for Sonic 2s, as well as loads of new stuff I hope to do. So thanks again guys, really appreciate you sticking around, and stay awesome.